What's going on, fellas? Drama 22. Gonna do a little bit of Purdue Dynasty. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys about it. I always like to do the beginning of the year just to kind of give a little bit of an update. If you guys like it, you might want to see how I rock. You guys know I work with the spreadsheet. I will put a link at the bottom of the description here to the spreadsheet that you guys can have. You can see I'm in season 3, so usually I just keep on going. I keep track of all the ratings for all my guys, and I keep track of who I want to bring in. So I think the most important part of the season is to go after those that recruiting board getting set up. Make sure you go after the players you need and then go from there. So I'm just going to talk through offense in this film, see how long it goes, and then I'll probably come back with a defensive film if this is too long. So Purdue, we're moving our way up. Last year, we made it to a bowl game. Didn't play it versus the computer. I think we lost, but we only had, I think, 3 or 4 losses on the season. Hard to play in the Big Ten, pretty much playing against all computer players. And, just lost a couple close games to teams in overtime that I think if I would have won, I would have been in the playoffs. So let's keep it going. Let's just see how it keep working. I want you guys to give me some advice on what you think, man. So some of my decision making I have to make. So the quarterback position has been lackluster. Honeycutt has actually been pretty good for me. He came in last year. He has that good 90 speed, and he has some decent throw power. So overall, he's pretty good. He's a young guy, but you can see he's kind of maxed out, right? Like he's not going to get that much better. He might get a little bit more throw power, and that's about it. So sophomore, he's probably not going to get over an 82 or so. So I got to, look at that from the standpoint of I think the quarterback position is the most important position in this game. I can definitely run around with him more. I guess I haven't really done that too often, but Brown is the real life starter at Purdue. And I think, this is a guy that can still play if needed. He has some good throwing skills. I think the one thing that Honeycutt struggles with is his deep throw. So I think it's in the 60s. So at least Brown has 75, but it's still not great. You can see he probably didn't live to live out the potential of his ability, but that's because he got benched. He played the first year. I was still learning the game, had some really tough losses that were on him, and just kind of went a different direction. So really what I'm looking at is Honeycutt is a clear-cut starter rating wise, but then this kid Chuba is interesting. Junior, so you only get 2 years out of him, 86 speed. I like his abilities of magician. I'm not sure how Workhorse is going to help me, but let's just take a look at this guy. He's very interesting. A lot of potential maybe to kind of keep on growing, even though I'm only going to get him for 2 years. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, he has what was I looking at? There was something that kind of popped up. Yeah, look at his accuracies, much better than the last 2, right? Let me just compare him real quick again to Honeycutt, because I think that's going to be a big part. You don't want to miss wide open throws. Okay, actually Honeycutt does have good accuracy all around the board except deep. So that's where I'm a little bit lacking, and I'm not sure. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a little bit of a sit down with my coaching staff, talk about who's going to be the starting quarterback. It could be him. It could be Honeycutt. Okay. Freshman kid, we're going to redshirt. Just a suggestion, like when you start a season and you have a chance to do anything, before you set your depth chart, always do your red shirts. I think that's how, I know last year it was like this. I'm not sure if it's this year, but I always go through and just set all my red shirts. And then I go and do my depth chart. So I just want to kind of talk through that. I'm looking at roster right now. All right, so that's really the first big thing. The other positions really aren't that important to go through too much right now. We're good at running back. Woods is going to be my starter. Joyner, I think I want to get him in the game more than he played last year. I want to basically have these 2 guys be like pretty much the offense this year. I want to go through them. I want to run the ball more this year. Try to get some more consistency there. And then we have kind of a guy who's just a redshirt freshman, just a guy. He's not a bad player, but he's more of just a body right now. We do have these 2 young guys that are going to redshirt. So we're good at the running back position. And I think if you guys look at the chart that I have here, if you that little screen on the bottom, you'll see me kind of talk about how many guys I have currently on the roster and then how many guys I need going into next year. And you can see over here, I have like the ideal numbers at each position. So Quarterback, I got one guy. I got two guys leaving, right? So that's going to only leave me three. So let's move on to the running back spot. Okay, so I have one senior leaving, but I only need four guys, so I don't need to go after anybody at this position. I feel pretty good. The fullback spot, we got two guys. One guy's leaving. I think I kind of combine this with running backs, so I'm kind of overloaded. So we'll be fine there. Who's going to start? I don't know. I might start the younger guy chosen, all right? Wide receiver, so let's go there. By the way, no special star players in that whole first group of players we looked at. Wide receiver is very interesting to me. I have 8 guys. I lost, I think, somebody. I lost Morissette, I think, to just being a senior. I thought I lost somebody to the portal, but in general, we're pretty good. I got Graham out of the portal. He was available. So he's going to start. He has everything you kind of want. He's a star player in his last year. Tuggle, to me, is my number 2, even though he's rated a little bit lower. He has that good takeoff ability. He's had a good year for me last year, and he's going to be my number 2. Then I'm going to go with Branch as my number 3. Senior, can play. And then I'm going to Smith is my 4th receiver, even though he's rated pretty damn high here. I think that's what I'm going to go with to start the year. And I feel confident that Smith is not gonna try to hit the portal because conference prestige is his deal breaker. So I'll have him returning next year as a key guy. And then going forward, we have some young guys. Stroggins and Winston are 2 guys that are star players. So we have some guys coming up, homegrown tomatoes that hopefully by the time they get, ready to play, they won't leave. Winston, I put a little underline underneath his deal because he has a pro potential deal breaker that he may want to leave if we don't get anybody in the draft. So that possibly could happen. We don't have a lot of guys that are probably going to get drafted. Not on the offensive side. All right, so tight end. Oh, so number-wise, okay, we're losing a lot of seniors, as you see. So I'm going after 5 receivers, but they don't have to be blue chippers. They can just be green guys. So like 3 stars. Just need some guys that can run and get in the program. All right. So let's go to tight end. Tight end, we got our starter left last year. He got drafted in the 4th round, probably the best tight end I've ever played with in this game. I'm surprised he went in the 4th. I thought he was gonna be like a 2nd rounder. He was a portal kid that played 1 year for me, but this kid right here, Bruin, is going to be returning back to his starting position. I think he started for me 2 years ago. Decent player, not bad, good enough to get by, but he's a senior. So we do have 3 underclassmen, well, really guys who aren't seniors, coming up the ranks. Not in love with this position. I really want 6 tight ends. I only have 3 returning for next year, so this is another position I'm going to go after. Pretty heavy. Okay, so see me go after 3 tight ends, and I think I actually want to bump this up to try to find a really good player. Okay, so I'm gonna make that blue. Try to get a 4-star tight end if I can. That's important in my offense. Okay, O-line. So we have the tackle spots. We have starting a freshman, a true freshman. He just comes out of the gate with 75 overall. I like him. I don't see any real downside to this guy. I mean, he's pretty damn good. Even he's a normal dev, but we're gonna play this kid, man. A lot of potential to grow, and we'll see what happens. I do have another freshman who is going to be redshirting. If it's not mistaken, it is Choice. He's also a star player, so that's another young up-and-coming kid. He doesn't have any deal breaker that hopefully I should be able to keep my coach prestige. So we're good. And then we have this guy. So we're pretty good at left tackle and then right tackle. These guys can play either side. I have my returning starter right here, Nave Jr. Decent player, solid, gets the job done. I wish my guys had more speed, but they don't. Backed up by Randall, who hopefully these 2 guys are juniors, so we're good. And then McCracken is another young star player, if I'm not mistaken. So we have some guys coming up the pipeline that, we're looking pretty good. So because of that, I don't need any offensive tackles. I usually like to have 6 tackles, 3 on each side. I have 7 right now, with everybody hopefully returning next year. All right, so then guards, let's rock with that. I'll just kind of save you the fluff here. I had some changing. I had Easley and his backup moved to right guard, Joyner. So both these guys are going to be starting. They're good, decent players. and I have enough young guys behind them that are up and coming. So we have, let's see here. Well, I won't say anybody that's really, there's no superstars, but we have enough depth. So I do not need any guards. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah, good there to the left side, and then everybody should be returning to the right, to the left side as well. So right side is good, left side's good, we're good to go. When it comes to center, this is the one position that I do actually want to go for somebody. I usually don't look for centers that often, but I have a senior that's leaving. Not a great position for me overall. We'll see how Graves does. Maybe he gets better and wants to, become a guy. Same thing with Batty. But I'm actually going to try to go and recruit a pretty good center. You know what? No, it's not that serious. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to go with just give me a 3-star guy and let those guys battle it out. Maybe somebody can come in the, in the portal. So that's that. So I kind of have overall offensive-wise, I have, a quarterback need. I have a huge wide receiver need. Don't have any needs here. So I'm going to make sure I go after those, and then tight end. So that's pretty much the base of what I do. So then obviously I'll just jump on into, I'll jump right on into recruiting, and, I don't want to give my guys too much of an advantage in my league, but I have a good amount of points. Those points went up in the hours, so we're good this year. And then now I can use the same thing I looked at and try to go after the players that want to come here, but we're going to sort by position and go from there. So first thing is I've kind of gone away from having one main defense. I think that's college football today. I'm kind of working the 3-4 system. I'm going to be working different fronts this season, working some of the 3-3-5, 3-3, 3-2-6, and also some 3-4. So we are going to still try to keep it more based out of the 3-3-5 since that's what we've been doing. So let's just take a look at the positions that we have here. So starting at the defensive tackle spot, this is, as you know, in a 3-4, this is going to be your 3 interior guys. If we run our 3-3 stack style defenses, all 3 of these guys are going to be starters. So the way I separate it is I want overall 8 guys, and I want 3 guys in the interior who are going to be that nose tackle, and then I want the rest to be the D tackles. But really, it's kind of interchangeable, but the interior guys would be a little bit bigger. So as I look at my defense, I'm going to keep Harkless at that spot. He's 346, huge big body. He's also the slowest. He's been playing that spot pretty well. He's in the senior year. We got this kid Burley off of the portal. He was there, so we took him. He can also play the D tackle spot, but look at his acceleration. Look at his abilities. He's going to play more of that nose tackle, that 3 technique / 4-eye technique for me. And then I'm going to end up starting Kennedy in his senior year. I'm going to let this guy finish off and be the other one on the other side. So that's my 3 interior guys. And then Crawford could potentially play. I mean, look at all of his ability. Right now, he's going to rotate in, be that 4th person in if we need be. And in the future, he'll probably end up becoming that, in his senior year, he'll become the nose tackle. Now, take a look at, deal breakers, playing style. All these guys love the playing style, I think. Well, this guy doesn't, but it doesn't matter. But the point is, that's big to know. Like, if you have a young guy like Crawford and his playing style is not, or something, his deal breaker is kind of like up in the air, and you may not get another year out of him. So if that's the case, you might as well play him, right? Especially if it's a young guy. So I always think about that. I didn't think about that, and I didn't talk about that in my last part of the video. All right, so and the rest are good players there. I don't have any studs coming up right now, so we're going to look at overall trying to get 2 more defensive tackles to take away the seniors that are leaving, and just keep this going. All right, so the next part would be the edge players. So in this defense, I've had to reduce how many edges I have because they don't really get a chance to play too often, but I do want to have 4. Okay, so I kind of came to that nice little number. Usually I would have 6 because, or maybe even 8 if I was a heavy 3-4, outside linebacker team. But this is just such a hard position to to recruit as well, especially out of Purdue. So the best guy we got is Seabrooks returning. Everybody here is returning, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody's going to play, 4 guys. So I need to bring in 2, 1 at each side. You can see that the speed acceleration isn't great. The good thing about Seabrooks is that he has, I think, some decent abilities, and he actually has, if I'm not mistaken, power rush. Oh no, his finesse rush is 89. So when we do play the odd ghost defense, which is one of the defenses that we will jump in and out of, he would be the guy, the right edge player, to jump into that little pass rush role at that middle linebacker spot. So, but we will this year probably be in some more mint front. So we'll take our best player and put him out there and go from there. All right, so the middle linebacker spot / inside linebacker spot, the way I'm looking at it right now, because I'm still basing it at a 3-3-5 and a little bit of a 3-2-6 with the odd ghost defense, is really the Sam and the Mike are pretty much the same guy. The Mike is going to be more of the bigger body run through guy, and then the Sam would be a little bit more of the athletic guy that can kind of play like a normal bubble backer. Okay, so I didn't make this change correct, and I should have, but we got this really good freshman that came out as a Mike. I probably should have moved him to Sam. You can see his ability, you can see he's a star. I'm going to do this in the game in the depth chart. This would be my Sam. So he'll be in the defenses that I play, usually that in the box linebacker to the right side over the right guard as you look at it. And then we're going to take Dean here, 235, bigger body guy, would make him that Mike linebacker. Okay, so he'll be the one to kind of be the extra plugger when needed. And then we have our Will. Berglund's been here for a while. He's been here the whole time. He's been starting. He's that perfect Will, especially in the odd ghost defense, where he can play that kind of overhang player, standing out usually towards the left side of the screen, which seems to be the guy that's in the field more often, just from when I play. All right, so we're pretty good. I mean, linebacker is not anything. We don't have a lot of studs besides that one freshman. We're going to go after potentially just looking at just replacing 1 or 2 guys here. All right, and then let's get into the corners. So that's pretty much the up front, okay? And like I said, we're going to mix in some more fronts. I'll do a video on the defensive style that I'm using right now. I'm still kind of working it out to kind of feel comfortable with what I want to get done. With the changes in the game, we want to make sure that everything's good before I present to you the way I'm playing defense this year, okay? So let's go to, expect that like in the next week or 2, hopefully, maybe sooner. Corner, I want 8 cornerbacks. We really got lucky in the portal. We got a really good kid, Edmund. He's a junior. He's going to start, obviously. Lavrone is a kid that is a freshman last year. He played. He bumped all the way up, I think, from like a crazy amount of points. He was somewhere in the mid-70s, and now he's at 85. So this kid is elite. He's going to be out there. I might end up playing him in the slot more often and see how he wins in the slot. He has great speed, acceleration. I think he can shut down people in the slot. So I think I'm going to try him out there. Wright is a homegrown tomato. He's gotten better, so he could end up starting, or Hines. One of these two would be the third corner. And then we have some guys down here. I think in the, who do we have here? We do have Awesome, who's a cool name. He is a star player, so we'll see how he develops. But, we look pretty good here at the corner position for the next year. These 2 guys are going to be the 2 guys leaving, so we're going to look to replace really only 1 player. We are kind of overboard right now at that position. All right, free safety and strong safety. So I usually try to get 4 at each position. Bradford is a good player speed-wise. I love that in the free safety spot, especially I play a lot of single high defense, so I need that guy to be very rangy. So he's going to start at free safety, and then we're going to have Sanks. I do believe this is another transfer that came in, another ball hawk player. So the one thing here is these are going to be the 2 safeties who's going to play. This kid here could end up getting on the field a little bit, but I think I like Berglund a little bit better. So I'm going to end up probably playing just pure nickel defense a lot, or I'm going to end up playing the 3-3 in the odd ghost defense. I'm just going to keep it base. So we're going to have 3 linebackers out there. Oh, no, we're going to keep it nickel still. It'll be kind of an extra DB with with 3-3. So we have the DB playing that nickel spot, like I just said. So I don't think I'm going to play with 3 safeties. That's what I'm trying to get to in a short way. We're going to be a lot more nickel defense. Okay, so that's that. And then overall, you know, we do have this kid here, Rapowski, who is going to be a good player, I think. 87 speed, not in love with that, but guys do get faster, but he's an elite player. And again, his deal breaker is conference prestige, so we should be good playing in the Big Ten. So that's about it, man. I think defense is not a lot. Let me just do a quick review. We're not looking at really bringing in any studs. I would say maybe middle linebacker is the only one that I kind of put into a blue, but I probably can, you know, I'll take what's there. And I think I'll talk quickly about like my recruiting strategy when it comes to looking for the players that I need at those positions first. And then I'm always going to look at guys that are in my recruiting area. So I am very partial. I'm very, just let anybody know in my league too. If you have a guy coming out of Indiana and you're trying to recruit him, I don't care if he's a 2-star, I'm probably going to go after him, maybe even late. And I know that close to home or playing in the conference is important to him. I don't know. It just get out of my neck of woods, man. Indiana's not known for having studs all the time, so let's try to keep those guys close to home. Let's try to beat out Notre Dame. Let's try to beat out Indiana. Let's try to make sure that we keep our homegrown tomatoes with us. All right, so I'm going to fight for that. Besides that, I'm just pretty much going for guys in my range. I'm not going to go after going after players that are going to huge schools yet. I'm going to try to go after guys that are a little bit more under the radar. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. I'll maybe jump in here with some more videos talking about the actual scheme. I think that's probably the most videos that people want to hear the most. I'm going to set up my depth chart before I play my next game, obviously before I play the first game. I already did offensive recruiting. I can't show you guys just for the sake of other people out there might be listening in my league, but now I'm going to take about maybe 15 minutes and just go through defense. I see there's a lot of guys that want to come to my school for defense right now, so that's a good thing. But the number 16 overall, I don't know how that's going to work out, man. We'll see how it goes. Let me see if there's actually any. Do we have? No, we don't have schedules up yet, right? So, all right. Anyway, that's it, man. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Talk to you later.